He has a lot of experience, at the highest level and competing at the highest level. And that makes this that much more interesting. But like I said before, there's no blueprint on how to beat Floyd Mayweather. And he can tell you that himself.
He's older than me.
Okay.
I'm still young, so and I'm always active with this sport. So what I have done and accomplished in boxing, I think it's one of a kind, because to get eight different weight division is not that easy. I'm just saying this to repeat, you might forget that accomplishment. So to be the greatest boxer in the world is to know how to of course be compassionate and to show the people that you're really a fighter.
Well, we all live our lives the way we want to live our lives. Everyone in this room have family, have friends. But when it comes to this, when it comes to boxing and competing and being the best, I'm not here to talk about what you did on the outside. I'm not here to talk about what nobody else did on the outside. I'm not here to talk about your personal life.
Talk of a second showdown between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao is starting to heat up once again, years after their historic first encounter. A bout that generated an incredible $600 million and became one of the most lucrative events in boxing history. Momentum is building for what could be another massive clash between the two legends.
You know what's going on inside that square circle? I'm the best. No matter how you rate it, no matter how you cut it, no matter how you slice it, no matter if you go to 100 years back, 300 years back, all the way to now, there's only one best, and that's Floyd.
Manny Pacquiao believes the timing couldn't be better for a second fight with Floyd Mayweather. With Mayweather reportedly gearing up for another return to the ring, Pacquiao insists he's also in excellent shape and ready to compete at the highest level once again. According to him, the circumstances now make a rematch more realistic than ever.
Why is now, 11 years after the first fight, why is now the right time for this rematch?
It just happened that I'm still active in boxing, and he come out from retirement, so and he decided to do it again. So this is it. Like I'm so excited for the.
Netflix has now made it official. A highly anticipated showdown between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao is set for September 19th, 2026. The confirmation has sent shockwaves through the boxing world, sparking huge excitement among fans who are already predicting massive viewership numbers and another historic night for the sport.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao will rematch coming up this year, September 19th in Las Vegas at the Sphere. 11 years after their first fight in May of 2015, that still holds the record for the biggest pay-per-view of all time in the world of boxing and the biggest gate ever for a boxing event. But the platform is not Showtime Boxing, not Paramount Plus, not DAZN. The platform will be Netflix.
When they first met in 2015, the event was nothing short of historic. The bout was promoted as the ultimate clash of an era and quickly became one of the most commercially successful fights ever staged. It broke pay-per-view milestones, generated enormous revenue, and captured worldwide interest. That night in Las Vegas, Floyd Mayweather secured the victory over Manny Pacquiao, but the impact of the event went far beyond the ring. It became a defining sports spectacle that crossed into mainstream pop culture and entertainment.
It comes 11 years after their first fight in 2015, which, like I mentioned, is still the biggest pay-per-view to date in the world of boxing. The most pay-per-view buys, followed by Mayweather versus McGregor, as well as the biggest gate. And honestly, that first fight, I was there in person. I lived it. I followed Manny around pretty much the whole entire camp. The buzz and the buildup for it has still been unmatched. Even that fight week, the buzz and the buildup is still unmatched. Like the amount of press members that went to cover that fight that week, usually they set up a press room, and that press room was freaking packed the first day we got there, which was on a Tuesday. Still I've been to hundreds and hundreds of fights, the biggest fights, and I've been doing this for a long time now. That's still the amount of attention, the amount of buzz has yet to be matched. In case you needed to be reminded, Manny and Floyd fought back in May of 2015 in what was literally, and this word gets used over and over again, fight of the century. All these other fights that have happened since this Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, and they try to label themselves fight of the century, it's all cap. It doesn't matter. This literally, Mayweather and Pacquiao, the first fight, was the fight of the century. I got photos, I got videos, I got texts from people in San Diego, in other cities, waiting outside of bars. They were outside in the streets, huddled together, trying to watch the fight, not even in the bars, in the establishments. So that tells you like how big that fight was back in 20.
Pacquiao has shared that the lessons he took from his first showdown with Floyd have stayed with him. He feels that the experience gained from that night will give him a stronger edge heading into his second meeting. According to Pacquiao, both men have grown and evolved over the years, and he's focused on approaching this rematch with greater maturity while steering clear of any setbacks that may have affected the first fight.
It's going to be a first-of-its-kind event. The last time you and Mayweather stepped into a ring, it was 2015, over a decade ago. Is there anything you can learn from that fight heading into September's bout?
Oh yeah, I learned a lot on that fight. Way back 2015, I think we become mature right now and how to handle it, and like, you know, I hope that it will not happen again, like the way it is last 2015. You know, it's the experience is like not really 100%, but I'm hoping for this time around no more excuses, especially to my condition and also for everything. Like I'm so excited and ready to the.
Manny Pacquiao has previously acknowledged that he wasn't fully healthy when he stepped into the ring for the 2015 showdown with Floyd Mayweather. He revealed that a right shoulder injury sustained during training affected his performance, restricting his punch output and preventing him from fighting at his usual level.
You mentioned not being 100% the first time around. I think it was a shoulder, right? Was it a shoulder issue that you were fighting through? Popped up during training. To the fans who are excited about this, but a little bit worried about another injury coming up, because we're all 11 years older than we were back in 2015. To them and their concerns, you say what?
Well, both of us are disciplined fighters, so him and me, we taking care of our body, and we always work out almost every day and playing basketball like that. So right now I still can fight. Like I feel like I'm still young. I mean, yeah. Nothing changed.
Floyd Mayweather has begun ramping up his preparations, signaling a serious comeback after nearly 9 years away from official competition. The undefeated former champion is back in the gym, putting in intense training sessions and even posting clips of his workouts, making it clear that he's gearing up for a return to the ring later this year.
Watch it. I said that like I had my distance. That's why I stepped it. Shit, I have my distance. Fighters don't know their distance. You gotta know your distance. Cool. I get touched like that. Hey, Jay. What's wrong? Hey, Jay.
Former world champion Timothy Bradley Jr. has shared his thoughts on the potential rematch between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. According to Bradley, the driving force behind the event is Netflix's demand for major entertainment spectacles. In his view, the bout is centered more on financial opportunity and delivering a blockbuster show than on proving who is the better fighter at this stage of their careers.
Yo, Tim that Storm Bradley, you already know the damn rest. Look, I just got notice that Manny Pacquiao Mayweather about to go back at it in September. So a lot of guys coming out of retirement getting that Netflix money. Netflix is willing to pay for content, man, especially if you're popular. You know, they did Jake Paul. Jake Paul opened his damn door. Gotta give it up for him. He opened his door. And Mike Tyson, they've done other events as well. You know, Katie Taylor and Serrano as well. However, I was thinking De La Hoya was next. De La Hoya, you coming out of retirement? Clap back Thursdays. Nah, bring your ass out of retirement, big dog, for real.
Rather than following the usual pay-per-view approach, Netflix is leveraging its massive global platform and subscriber base to turn the fight into a commercial powerhouse. Revenue won't just come from subscriptions, but also sponsorships, merchandise, and worldwide exposure. The matchup is already being promoted as one of the most significant sporting events of the year.
When people say the biggest fight in boxing history, you know, if you don't adjust for inflation, et cetera, or tickets sold, et cetera, you know, Joe Louis and Max Schmeling, the rematch, Ali and Frazier, the first fight, these were the biggest fights in boxing history. But Mayweather and Pacquiao was easily the biggest fight of its era, of the generation. And it was the highest grossing fight of all time. Because it had 4.4 million pay-per-view buys at $100 a pop. Do the math, right? It's interesting because Netflix is obviously in the business of, you said, eventizing. Everyone, they want enormous events that become shared experiences. In a way, in this day and age, partly because of delivery systems of content like Netflix, everything is so niche. You know, everything is so compartmentalized that there's very few shared experiences. It's one of the reasons that the NFL is such a big deal, because the NFL can get tens of millions of people to watch the same thing at the same time.
A lot of fans and analysts think Floyd Mayweather's comeback is fueled more by money than by the desire to compete. Observers often cite his history of lucrative exhibition matches and his famously lavish lifestyle as evidence that he's motivated by big paydays rather than pure sporting ambition.
Gambling problem, of course, his situation is unstable. I mean, this is about as predictable as anything I could imagine. Steve, how old is Floyd at this point?
47, and he has not had a real fight since 2015 when he beat Berto. Then he had the foray against Conor McGregor 2017, and he's done some exhibitions. And I don't know if you know this, Jason, but he actually made an official announcement with the press release. I'm unretiring. Get this. After my exhibition with Mike Tyson in April.
I heard this, yeah.
So that's in the Congo, Rumble in the Jungle Part 2. But yeah, it's for the money. If you, just Google Floyd's name and the IRS. All the news is out there. He owes jewelers money. There's back paid rent for real estate in New York. It's clear that he is now part of the no money team, which is very ironic. And why is he doing?
Floyd Mayweather is currently entangled in a significant legal battle over his financial dealings. Reports indicate that he has taken legal action against his former advisor, Al Hyman and Showtime Sports, claiming they were part of a scheme that cost him hundreds of millions of dollars. The lawsuit seeks to recover those lost funds and associated damages.
A couple of things, if you look at the article on Boxing Scene, something doesn't smell right about it. A couple of things that don't smell right is it's 10 years after the fact. There are an army of attorneys, lawyers, accountants making sure boxers get paid at Floyd's level. And the idea that Floyd could be in a position where he's starting to run out of money and is looking for a reason that this money isn't his anymore. Paulie, what the first thing that jumps out at you about this amount, about the timing, about everything about this lawsuit, what jumps to your mind first, Paulie, when you think about it, as a boxer on the inside?
What jumps to my mind first is probably the beginning is the 10 years later. Yeah, same. I'm very curious about, you know, I don't want to say the veracity, because obviously that's the strong word to use in this situation, because this may or may not have.
Rayleigh Romero has added his voice to the ongoing buzz around a Mayweather-Pacquiao rematch, echoing the view held by many in the boxing community that Floyd Mayweather would likely come out on top again. Although Romero has never faced either fighter, his confidence in Mayweather reflects a common belief among athletes. Floyd's defensive skills and ring experience make him a formidable opponent, even for a prime Pacquiao. This perspective is shared by other notable figures, including Conor McGregor, who has also predicted a Mayweather victory in the 2026 showdown. Many fans see this as part of a broader narrative, that Mayweather's strategic approach and unbeaten record give him an edge, even if the fight is driven as much by entertainment and commercial spectacle as by athletic competition.
Huge announcement that's come today, official now. Floyd Mayweather returns to the ring against Manny Pacquiao in the rematch. What do you think about that fight?
I don't think anyone was expecting that, was they? Seems like things can happen very quickly.
Was it correct that you were in talks with Manny Pacquiao at one point? How far did they get?
I mean, you didn't see Sean Gibbons and call me out like I don't know how many times, all that stuff, right? It just, it's complicated. And beat him again.
Oscar de la Hoya recently weighed in on the potential rematch between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. He expressed strong confidence that Mayweather would emerge victorious, praising Floyd's unmatched defensive abilities. De La Hoya highlighted how Mayweather expertly avoids punches and controls the rhythm of a fight, making him extremely difficult to hit. He also noted Floyd's exceptional ring IQ, emphasizing that his ability to read opponents and capitalize on weaknesses sets him apart as one of the most strategic fighters in boxing history.
One thing about Mayweather you have to understand is he's always taken care of himself. His body, physically, mentally, he's always been very sharp and always staying in the gym and doing something physically, right? That's the big advantage he has. I mean, he's an athlete. He's a world-class athlete. Watching Pacquiao's last fight, you kind of feel bad. You kind of feel bad for him, and even though he did win and he did, I guess, pull off a surprise in his last fight with a draw against the world champion. But still, you tend to kind of feel bad because it's not the same Pacquiao. It's definitely not the same Pacquiao I faced. That's for sure. The one that put me on my stool in the 9th round. And, if they make it a real fight with the real rules, then yeah, it's an okay night for boxing.
Who would you back? Who do you think would win it? If it's a real fight, because that's what Pacquiao wants, it seems.
Yeah, I think Mayweather will. I think Mayweather will